Before the modern giants took over the highways, there were legends, trucks that defined generations of drivers and reshaped the road itself. From unstoppable workhorses to groundbreaking designs that set new standards for power and reliability, these machines didn't just move freight, they moved the world forward. Today, we're counting down the 10 classic trucks that changed the trucking world forever. The icons that built the backbone of modern transport. Number 1. Diamond Reo Giant. In the mid-1960s, when American highways were ruled by roaring diesels and men who lived their lives behind the wheel, one name emerged as a true powerhouse: the Diamond Reo Giant. Born from the merger of Diamond T and Reo Motor Company, this machine was a masterpiece of industrial strength. The Giant was designed for serious work, hauling steel, timber, and massive loads that would make lesser trucks tremble. It wasn't built for comfort or looks, it was built to conquer. With its huge front grille, twin headlights, and rugged frame, the Giant looked like a beast even when parked. Under the hood, you could find engines like the Cummins NTC or Detroit Diesel 8V71, delivering torque figures that could pull mountains. It was raw, loud, and unapologetically American. Truckers who drove the Giant often described it as a truck with muscle and soul. It didn't pamper the driver, it demanded respect. But if you knew how to handle it, it rewarded you with power and reliability that few others could match. Sadly, as the 1970s brought fuel crises, stricter emissions, and rising manufacturing costs, Diamond Reo couldn't survive. By 1975, the company shut down, taking one of the greatest heavy-duty trucks of its era with it. Yet, even today, the Diamond Reo Giant stands as a symbol of what American trucking once was: pure, unfiltered power on 18 wheels. Restored Giants still appear at vintage truck shows, their massive engines thundering as crowds gather to witness a piece of history that refused to die. Number 2. White Road Boss 2. In 1977, as the American trucking industry boomed, White Motor Company introduced a machine that would become a legend among long-haul drivers: the White Road Boss 2. The Road Boss 2 was everything a trucker wanted at the time: strong, dependable, and built to handle the toughest miles. Its bold, square design with massive mirrors, a steel bumper, and a wide chrome grille made it instantly recognizable on the highway. It had that no-nonsense look, the kind of truck that told you, this rig means business. Underneath that tough exterior were powerful engines, Detroit diesels, Cummins, or Caterpillars, delivering up to 400 horsepower, a serious figure for the era. The truck's heavy-duty frame made it suitable for everything from coast-to-coast freight to logging and oil field work. But what really won truckers over was its reliability. The Road Boss 2 could take punishment from blistering deserts to icy mountain passes and still come back for more. Many drivers called it a working man's truck, one that didn't rely on fancy features but earned respect through endurance. Inside, the cab was surprisingly roomy and comfortable for its time. It had simple controls, a durable dashboard, and enough space for long-haul sleepers to stretch out. For truckers who spent weeks on the road, that mattered more than anything. Unfortunately, despite the Road Boss 2's success, the White Motor Company faced financial collapse in the early 1980s. Volvo eventually took over, and the Road Boss 2 faded into history. But among classic truck enthusiasts, it remains a cult favorite, a truck built for the hard-working driver, built to last, and remembered as one of the last true American workhorses before the industry turned corporate. Number 3. GMC General. In the late 1970s, when chrome ruled the highways and drivers were proud of their rigs, GMC stepped up with a truck that could stand toe-to-toe with Peterbilt and Kenworth, the mighty GMC General. Introduced in 1977, the General was GMC's flagship Class 8 tractor, bold, powerful, and built for the long haul. It combined rugged American engineering with that unmistakable GM style, clean lines, big chrome grills, and sharp bodywork that made it look fast even when standing still. Under the hood, the General carried serious muscle. Detroit Diesel, Cummins, and even Caterpillar engines that could deliver over 400 horsepower. It was a truck that could handle anything: long-distance freight, logging, and even construction hauling. Truckers loved it, not just for performance, but also for its comfort and dependability. The sleeper cab was among the best of its era, spacious, well-insulated, and equipped with all the essentials a driver needed for days on the road. It gave GMC a reputation for building trucks that felt both tough and civilized. The General became especially popular in the late 1970s and early 1980s when owner-operators customized them with lights, paint, and chrome accessories. They weren't just working trucks, they were rolling statements of pride and power. Sadly, as GMC began shifting focus to smaller commercial vehicles and pickups, the heavy-duty segment was abandoned. By 1987, the General line was discontinued, marking the end of GMC's big rig legacy. Yet for many, the GMC General remains one of the most underrated legends of American trucking, a machine that proved GMC could build a rig worthy of any highway king. When you see a restored General today, chrome shining and stacks rumbling, it's not just nostalgia, it's respect. Number 4. Mayan F8. Across the Atlantic, in Germany, another legend was born, a truck that combined precision engineering with unstoppable endurance, the MAN F8. Introduced in 1967, the F8 quickly became a cornerstone of European heavy transport. While American trucks were known for long hoods and raw muscle, the MAN F8 represented European intelligence, power balanced with efficiency, reliability, and innovation. Its inline and V8 diesel engines were mechanical masterpieces, delivering strong torque and dependable performance even on the steep mountain passes of the Alps. These engines were known to run for hundreds of thousands of kilometers with minimal maintenance, a true engineering feat for the time. The F8's design was straightforward but practical. The cab-over-engine layout made it compact and maneuverable, ideal for Europe's narrower roads and tight cities. But it wasn't just functional, it was tough as iron. The steel cab construction, high ground clearance, and simple mechanics made it a favorite among long-haul drivers and fleet operators alike. Drivers appreciated its handling, durability, and surprisingly good comfort for the era. The F8 became a familiar sight hauling freight across Germany, France, and beyond, from cold Scandinavian highways to dusty Mediterranean routes. The F8 also laid the foundation for future MAN designs, influencing models like the F90 and the later TG series. Its legacy lived on in every MAN that followed. Even today, when you hear an old MAN F8 engine fire up, deep, rhythmic, and confident, it reminds you of a time when trucks were built to outlast their drivers. The F8 didn't just move goods, it moved Europe forward. It remains one of the greatest European classics ever to touch the tarmac. Number 5. Ford Transcontinental. In 1975, Ford of Britain decided to take a bold leap. They wanted to build a truck that could rival the best of Europe: Scania, Volvo, Mercedes, MAN. Their answer? The Ford Transcontinental. This was no small project. The Transcontinental was designed as a truly international truck, a product of collaboration between engineers across continents. It had a British-built cab, a French chassis, and a massive American Cummins engine under the hood. In short, it was a world truck long before that concept even existed. The Transcontinental was a giant. It stood tall and proud, with its boxy cab and wide stance. It was instantly recognizable, and drivers often joked it looked like a house on wheels, especially when it passed smaller European rigs on the highway. But what really made it special was driver comfort. Ford went all out, creating one of the roomiest cabs of its time. It featured wide bunks, deep padding, and even amenities like curtains and extra storage. Unheard of luxuries in the 1970s. For long-haul drivers crisscrossing Europe, this was a dream. Its Cummins diesel engines, especially the NTC 350, gave it exceptional pulling power, and it could easily handle the steep alpine routes that humbled lesser trucks. Unfortunately, despite its impressive performance, the Transcontinental struggled against fierce competition. Production costs were high, and Ford's European truck division couldn't keep pace with the growing giants like Volvo and Scania. By 1984, the Transcontinental's journey ended, but those who drove it remember it fondly. a powerful, smooth, and comfortable machine that showed the world Ford could build a true long-haul champion. Today, surviving transcontinentals are prized collector's items, reminders of an era when Ford dared to take on the world. Number 6. Renault Magnum. In 1990, Renault didn't just release a new truck. They redefined what a truck cabin could be. The Renault Magnum wasn't evolution, it was revolution. When it first appeared, it looked unlike anything else on the road. The cab was a perfect rectangle, tall, flat, and futuristic. Truckers either loved it or hated it, but everyone agreed it changed the industry forever. The Magnum's biggest breakthrough was its flat-floor cab. Traditional trucks had engine tunnels that cut into living space. Drivers had to crouch or step over them. Renault eliminated that. The Magnum gave drivers full standing height, making the interior feel like a small apartment on wheels. It was the first truck that truly respected the driver's comfort. With its panoramic windshield, air-suspended seats, and high driving position, it felt like a command center. Long-haul drivers adored it. It gave them dignity, space, and luxury after years of cramped cabins. Underneath that bold design were reliable and powerful engines. First the Mack E-Tech diesels, later Renault's DXi series, delivering solid performance for long-distance transport. The Magnum became especially popular in the 1990s and early 2000s, representing modern European trucking, sleek, bold, and driver-focused. It wasn't just a truck, it was a statement. It told the world that the person behind the wheel mattered just as much as the machine. By 2013, production ended, replaced by the Renault T-Series. But even today, when you see a Magnum glide past, it looks like it came from the future. A true icon, the truck that put the driver first and forever changed how the world designs long-haul rigs. Number 7. Mack R model. When you think of toughness, endurance, and American grit, one truck stands above the rest, the Mack R model. Introduced in 1966, the R model quickly became one of the most successful trucks ever built by Mack. For more than 2 decades, it dominated construction sites, highways, and city streets. Its design was simple but unmistakable. The short, rounded hood, the bold Mack lettering, and the proud bulldog ornament leading the way. But underneath that humble look was indestructible engineering. The R model featured Mack's own engines, the famous Maxodyne and later Econodyne diesels, known for their incredible torque and reliability. These engines gave drivers consistent pulling power across a wide RPM range, reducing the need for constant shifting. It was a game-changer in heavy-duty hauling. This truck was built for work, hauling gravel, concrete, logs, or cross-country freight. It didn't complain, it didn't quit. Even when other trucks broke down, the Mack R kept grinding forward. Its cab was basic but built to last. Thick steel, simple controls, and seats that could survive decades of punishment. The R model's frame was so strong that many of these trucks are still running today, nearly half a century later. It became the symbol of reliability, the truck that never died. Fleets loved it because it was easy to maintain. Drivers loved it because it never left them stranded. From city deliveries to long-haul runs, the Mack R proved that simplicity and strength could outperform fancy features any day. To this day, it remains one of the most respected names in trucking history. A reminder that sometimes the toughest things are also the most timeless. Number 8. Seddon Atkinson 400 Series. In the heart of Britain's golden age of haulage came a truck that stood for innovation, reliability, and national pride. The Seddon Atkinson 400 Series. Launched in 1975, the 400 Series was Britain's answer to the growing demand for modern, efficient, and driver-friendly long-haul trucks. It combined strong engineering with smart design and quickly became a favorite among both owner-operators and big fleet companies. Its cab design was ahead of its time. Angular, roomy, and easy to maintain. It featured large windows for excellent visibility, simple controls, and improved aerodynamics compared to older models. Inside, drivers enjoyed more comfort, a quieter ride, and better insulation, small details that made long hours on the road far more bearable. Under the hood, Seddon Atkinson offered serious power. The 400 series came with Rolls-Royce Eagle and Cummins diesel engines, delivering reliable performance for both domestic and international routes. These engines were known for being nearly bulletproof, a huge plus for operators looking to minimize downtime. The 400 series quickly became one of the most recognized trucks in Britain and parts of Europe. Its distinctive grille and strong stance gave it character, the kind of truck that made you look twice when it passed. But the company's fate took a downturn in the 1980s as mergers and acquisitions reshaped the European truck industry. Seddon Atkinson eventually became part of Iveco, and the proud British brand faded away. Still, the 400 series remains a symbol of British trucking heritage, an honest, hard-working rig that carried the nation's freight through its most transformative decade. Number 9. Iveco Turbostar. In 1984, Italy entered the trucking spotlight with a machine that combined power, beauty, and innovation, the Iveco Turbostar. This truck was designed not just to work hard, but to turn heads while doing it. With its sleek lines, aerodynamic cab, and bold Italian styling, the Turbostar looked like a sports car among trucks. But beneath that elegant exterior was a serious workhorse. Powered by mighty Fiat V8 turbo diesel engines, producing up to 420 horsepower, the Turbostar was built for the demanding highways of Europe. It offered incredible torque, smooth power delivery, and a reliability that made it the top choice for long-haul operators across Italy, Spain, and beyond. But what truly set it apart was the driver experience. Iveco gave the Turbostar one of the most advanced cabs of its era. Quiet, comfortable, and loaded with practical features. It had air suspension seats, great visibility, and a sleeping area that made drivers feel at home even on week-long hauls. The Turbostar became a legend on the European motorways. It was nicknamed the King of the Autostrada, commanding respect everywhere it went. Its combination of style and strength made it a dream truck for many drivers who still talk about it today with admiration. As technology evolved, Iveco eventually replaced the Turbostar with newer models. But none carried the same aura, that mix of performance and passion that only Italian engineering could deliver. Decades later, restored Turbostars still roll proudly through truck shows, engines growling, chrome shining, proof that some designs never lose their magic. Number 10. Western Star 4900. And finally, we end with a legend that never truly aged, the Western Star 4900. Introduced in 1981, the 4900 wasn't built in massive factories or produced for fleets. Each truck was handcrafted, made for drivers who wanted something unique, personal, and built to last a lifetime. Its design was timeless. A long hood, big stacks, deep chrome, and a stance that screamed power and pride. Every bolt, every panel felt deliberate, the kind of craftsmanship that made it more than a machine. The 4900 was available with some of the best engines of its era: Detroit Diesel, Cummins, and later Caterpillar, giving it all the power needed for the heaviest loads. Whether hauling freight across America's deserts or pulling logs out of Canada's forests, this truck did it all. What made the Western Star 4900 truly special was its balance between luxury and muscle. Inside, the cab was elegant, customizable, and quiet. It felt like a driver's sanctuary, a reward for those who spent their lives behind the wheel. And here's the best part: the 4900 is still in production today. Decades later, it remains one of the few trucks that kept its original character while adapting to modern technology. It's not just a vehicle, it's a tradition, a living legend that connects the golden age of trucking to the present day. For many, the Western Star 4900 isn't just a truck, it's a dream on wheels, a symbol of independence, craftsmanship, and pride, carrying the spirit of the open road forward, 1 mile at a time. These classic trucks proved that great engineering isn't about trends, it's about legacy. Which one do you think made the biggest impact on the trucking world? Let me know in the comments below. If you love the stories behind the machines that shaped our roads and industries, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more legendary truck history. Thanks for watching, and remember, some trucks don't just drive the road, they define it.